This is the first scanner that I've tested that actually has AI.
3, 2, 1.
Good day everyone, GarageKing here, and welcome to this review of the MuCar 892BT, which stands for Bluetooth. Now, one of the things I liked on the box, it says, "Dear warehouse worker, after the box has been opened, cannot be resold." So I do like that. Here I'm breaking the seal, and it guarantees that you are going to get a brand new unit, not one that has been returned. So I did like that and thought that was actually kind of neat. So what's in the box? Well, we have the scanner, we have the VCI, we have a network cable, a network to USB cable, a Type-C charging cable, that's what we're gonna use for charging, an F chassis cable, and then our charging box. So here's our charging box, our Type-C cable for charging, here's our network cables and adapter, here's this F chassis thing, which looks pretty cool. I don't know when you would use it, but it's cool that it actually comes with it. And then there is our scanner itself with the VCI on the back, attached via a magnetic method. And you know what? I think it's a great idea because this way you're not gonna lose it. Once you're done, you can just stick it to the back of the scanner. So that's great. The other thing it does have is this kickstand. So that's great when you're working. And up top, only two connections, one for charging and then the other one is for data. Now, one thing I must say about this scanner is it has a super easy menu. This is one of the easiest menus I have seen with a scanner. Very briefly, I'm under the diagnose menu and you can see what looks like the different apps for history. You can see there's report. I'll click on another one right here. This is for a little community. And then the last one here is for AI. That's your intelligent assistance, which I'll show you later. Now I'm under the maintenance. Now, very briefly, there's a ton here. You can see here's ABS, adaptive front lighting system reset. There's AdBlue, air suspension matching, airbag, battery matching, brake pad reset. If we go over here, we can see here's clutch matching. Now I'm gonna have to slide the menu over right here. Now we're gonna go click the next one. That's water pump starting, very handy to have. DPF regeneration, your ECU reset, EGR adaptation, electronic throttle adaptation, and let's slide over and go to the next one, which is FRM matching. If we move along right here, we can see here's gateway module data calibration. And next up, we have gear learning. And if we click here, gearbox. Next up is our entries and keys. So this is our anti-theft or key matching. That's IMMO system. Then we got injector coding, language settings. That's just an easy one. Now we have two odometer ones, which is quite interesting. This one is an odometer check. So it'll look at the different modules and see if that is the correct mileage on a vehicle. Then we have NOx sensor. And then here we have odometer reset. So this is copy, write, or rewrite the kilometer value. So they are different. I found that interesting. Two different odometer apps on this one. Then we have our oil reset, which is quite common. Rainfall light sensor, seat calibration, steering angle reset, and then we have our start-stop settings, so we can adjust that. Sunroof initialization, TPMS reset, and transport mode, turbocharging matching, and then we can even adjust our tire sizes. This is one of the last one right here. Here's your tire size adjustment, and there's your window calibration. So that's all the maintenance, so just a ton of maintenance. Here we have our upgrade, and all this is if you want to upgrade to the latest software, which is free. So it has free updates. So that is really, really cool. And then lastly, if we finally go under more, that is just going to be all of the settings that we do have. And the one thing that I really liked about this scanner was just how easy it was to use. I can't say that enough. Some scanners are a little bit harder, the menus, and I guess once you get used to them, it's okay. But this one, I just found it really, really easy to use. So let's try it in real life and let's see how it works. So I updated it to the latest software and now we're going to test it out. All right, so we're at the main page right now and we have our Bluetooth dongle plugged in. So the diagnose, the easiest thing I find is just to do an auto search and then you can get into any computer. There's other ways of doing it. Like for example, you can go right into here, diagnose, but it's just a different way to get in. You're going to have to manually enter your vehicle. I find that it's easier just to auto scan the vehicle, and even here you can go OBD. So if we click on here, this one in particular is good for live data. So if you want to graph data, you want to see all your sensors, this is where you want to do it. So I'll show you this right now very quickly. It's just going to scan everything. There we go. And there's our data stream supported. So we're going to click enter. So here we can see IM readiness, live data. There you go. There's freeze frame, fault codes, and then some tests, etc. So we want to read our live data first. So let's click on this. So let's just go select all at the bottom. We're going to select everything. We're going to go OK. And there are all the data subsets for the vehicle. Now, if you notice here, it's imperial, so that's no problem. For example, it's PSI. If we want to go metric, the one thing I really like about this is you can just click on metric, and it's that easy. You can just toggle back and forth. So let's start the vehicle up for a second. And you can see it is very responsive. Now, if we want to graph, let's just see how many graphs we can get up. Most are between 4 and 6. And this one's got a lot more than that. This one has 12. And maximum 12 data streams can be selected. So that's quite good if you can get 12 on a scanner, because normally you don't get 12 on a scanner. We can combine them. Now, maximum 4 data streams can be selected when you're combining them. So I guess if you're running them all combined like this, one big graph, you can do 4. But if you want to do them individualized, you can do up to 12, like so. So let's go back and let's do a scan for diagnosis. So we're going to go all the way back. We're going to exit here. So that was OBD, but let's go, we're still in diagnosis here. So let's just go auto search. All right, so now it has manually scanned the vehicle. So we can do automatic search, manual search, service function, see what we want to do. So let's just do an automatic search. It's going to pull everything up. This is set area here. We are North America, so let's go North America. There you go. Schedule to set area, yes. Other here. That's our vehicle. We're going to click OK. Now we come to this screen. So this screen shows all of the modules that we have, or that it thinks it has. It's going to have to check to see if we actually have all these modules. And then, because this shows you there's your list, you can go service functions. There we go. So here's our service functions. We don't need any of these right now, but you can see that's what it's come up with. Here's the list. Let's scan it. Let's just scan it. So we'll do a system scan here. And let's see what it comes up with. There we go, 19 systems found, 0 DTCs. So here's all the systems that it found. So for example, let's check out this one, combination meter. Let's see what the heck this one is. So if we click at the end here, it should describe, yes, controls meter and warning light. So let's go okay, that's fine. Let's just go actuation tests. And these are the actuation tests that we can do. So for example, let's try to do something pretty cool. So let's try tachometer operation. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Let's try this out. Let's just try it out. Definitely want monitoring. Tachometer off, engine RPM's 1,000. So the vehicle is running right now. So it's running. So I don't know if it's going to override it when it's running. You can see. And there it is, engine RPM. So let's just see what happens. We'll click it. And we are overriding it. You can see there's the values going up there. And take a look what I'm doing right there. So that is pretty cool. And I guess you can do the same for the fuel, water, indicator, lamp, door, whole bunch of stuff here. I mean, here's, let's see what else we can find here. Let's just do a seatbelt buzzer. Let's just select them all. Go okay. Seatbelt buzzer's off. Let's highlight it. We should be able to click it on. And there you go, it's on. And let's turn it off. And now it's off. That should switch. There you go. It's off. So let's go into the engine control module right here. And that tells you what this module does. Obviously, it's a main module for the engine. So let's get into the actuator tests here. So control the cooling fan. Let's try it. So I highlighted it. Let's shut off the engine. You might hear it a little bit better. All right, so that worked pretty cool. Activate the starter relay. Say your car's not starting, you don't know why. You're thinking it might be the push button. You're not exactly sure why. Good test to do would be to activate the starter relay. Highlight what we want. And now we're going to click on. We're going to bypass this switch and it should go try to start the car anyway. And it did. So here we can select whichever cylinder. So it's defaulted to 1. So let's just try 3. I don't know, I'm just going to push number 3 here. Notice how the engine's idling. There, and it's smoothed right out. So if you have an engine that's running rough, you can go through them and find out which one it is, because the one that does not make a difference is probably the faulty one, and that's why your engine would be running rough in the first place. There we go, lock and unlock. Try our wiper motor. And you heard they work, no problem there. So here what I did is I manually scanned the AC module and I was able to actually come up with 3 codes. So that was interesting. It didn't catch them the first time, but maybe because I actually went into the module itself. And here we're trying the AI diagnosis. And there's our AI analysis. So at least that's pretty good. That can definitely save you some time. But what we can do is if we go back and see if there's not much on AI, we have a Google search. So we can click on Google search. And there we are. That's pretty cool. So it's a nice shortcut, definitely fast. I mean, you could do this on a computer or whatever, but you have it all on the scanner. So it's really, really fast. I really like that. So what did I think of this MuCar 892BT scanner? Well, I really liked it. One of the things was just how fast it was. It's super easy to use. I think anybody can use it. But most importantly, that menu, it's just, you just don't get lost in it. It's just very, very easy. So I truly liked this scanner. And I think if there's any do-it-yourselfers out there that are looking for a scanner that's super easy to use, has lifetime updates, and very good bi-directional capabilities, well, this could be the scanner for you. Now, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I am GarageKing, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks, everyone.